Oh, she's drooling on me. Oof. Hi, Mara Coleman, ReeceNichols. I've got an interesting report to give you today. It's not about housing or the real estate market. It's about Kansas City breweries. Glynis, you want to share with them our friends about breweries? She's ready. So this summer I had planned and was training to do RAGBRAI with some of my friends to celebrate my 50th birthday. And for those of you who don't know what RAGBRAI is, RAGBRAI, I don't know what it stands for, but basically it's biking across the state of Iowa. And there's many stops. It takes 5 days. It's camping, and it's kind of a pretty big deal. Around 400, I think this year's route was 420 miles in 5 days. And I was going to do it with a really good friend of mine. And of course, then COVID happened and it got canceled. So I kept training and riding a little bit, or quite a bit, with my husband, Sam. And we signed up for a training ride early in the training schedule called Tour de Bier, which was supposed to be, you got to train for the drinking as well as the bike riding. But it's kind of a fun fundraiser. And so that got canceled too. That's the way it goes. So anyhow, it became a virtual ride. So Glynis didn't get to go with us, but Sam and I last weekend had a great ride and stopped at several of the breweries on Tour de Bier, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to tell you about it. So here we go. So we worked this ride into our normal 30-mile weekend ride and stopped at 4 places. So the Tour de Bier deal is, actually I only got the ticket, Sam did not. So you get these little tasters at each brewery, and then of course you can buy more beers or food or whatever. So we started at Strange Days Brewery, which I'll have all these addresses in the notes. Glynis would have loved this one. Strange Days had a great patio. All these had really good patios, but Strange Days had really good patio. It's quite a few dogs hanging out in the on the patio, and their beers were awesome. I had a Belgian wit, and it was wonderfully refreshing, and Sam had a Strata Fjords, and his was very good too. So after that beer, we got back on our bikes and rode to Torn Label Brewery, which also had a great outdoor seating area. They have a deck upstairs where you can sit, and then they have kind of a gravel, it's basically a parking lot with a couple tables, which is where we stayed and sat because we wanted to keep an eye on our bikes. But they had some really tasty beers at Torn Label Brewery. They're famous for their coffee wheat stout, and I will admit that it was delicious. I had the house brew as well, and a sample of a stronger version of that called the Mansion Brew. I did like the Mansion Brew better. It had a higher alcohol rating, so I stuck to the house brew as my big beer and enjoyed that Mansion as a sample, but definitely would be something I would have again. Our next stop was Rochester Brewery and Roastery. This place is ginormous and very, very nice, very pretty. A friend of mine's husband opened it about a little over a year ago, I think, and I hadn't gotten to be here. Come in and check it out yet, and it's really gorgeous. It's just ginormous inside and has really tall ceilings, so it really felt very open. We sat in the front. There are a few tables outside in the front, which was kind of fun because it's right out in the crossroads, so there's a lot of action happening out there, and it's nice to sit outside and kind of just watch what's going on. I had the Imperial Stout here, and it was awesome. Very, very delicious. I was really into dark beer. And I had another small sample, which I, for some reason, don't remember what it was. But it was a coffee beer. It was dark, and it was delicious. Our last stop was this little place in Westport, which I'd never even noticed before or seen. It's kind of tucked back away, called the Green Room. This place had super cute back patio, great burgers. The burgers were delicious. I had a Guinness, and we wrapped up our tour here with, by this time it was, I think we were about 4 hours in, and it was starting to get dark and a little sprinkly. So we finished up and headed home from here. It was a great day, and I'd highly recommend all 4 of these places. You can check out their links in the notes, and I look forward to doing Tour de Bier next year. Hopefully we get to do it in person with a group. Thanks for watching.